Alright, as a follow-on to the rabbit processing, I want to show you guys what it looks like after you've processed it and how to cut it up for cooking. And the only tool you need is a nice little knife. Make sure it's good and sharp, but don't cut yourself. Now I know I shake, so sometimes I do that, so you guys watch yourself. But we have Mr. Rabbit here, already dressed out, cleaned. And if you'll note, didn't get any bruising on it from where we handled it and where we processed it. So the first part we're going to do is we're going to start cutting it off in the prime pieces. And we don't want the excess fat, so that goes away in the fat jar. Alright, we're going to start with the leg quarters, and they're going to basically cut apart just like chicken leg quarters. Come across here, follow the backbone and the tailbone, and you'll find the socket that it goes in, and you'll just rotate it out. Sometimes you'll get a piece of that hip bone with it, and sometimes you won't. Just depends on how you get it. Now I want to make a point. Whenever you're pulling the fur off and you're cutting into it, this is what happens if you cut the tendon. You know, but ain't no big thing. You're going to debone it later or fry it like it is. So that goes into the fryer. Now we're going to go for this other leg here. And you basically just follow the lines in the muscles, because what's left ain't going to be nothing you're going to really want for anything other than some bone broth. And I'll tell you what, the bone broth is good. I will show another video on how to make that later. But we got to get the leg off here. There. Nice, pretty looking. If you want to tell the chickens it's a chicken, tell the kids it's a chicken leg, you can. But ain't nothing wrong with a rabbit leg. So now we come in here. A lot of people don't like the belly flaps. I found that they're really good, especially in dumplings. So you come over here and you cut those off. Belly flap one, you just follow the edge of the ribs. The edge of the ribs and the edge of your tenderloins. And yes, rabbits have tenderloin. It's not big, but they do make similar to rabbit chicken fingers right in there. But we're going to proceed to the front legs first. The front legs are only attached by muscle. So you cut into the muscle. If I can hold him still. There. And you'll see the shoulder blade right there. So you'll cut around that. Flip the little dude over. Right behind this little string of fat is where the edge of the shoulder blade is, and that's where you want to cut. There goes the front leg. And you repeat on the other side. And sometimes it's easier to do one side than the other. That's what I found. Some people are a little bit more steady than I am. Matter of fact, a lot of people are, but it's just what works for me. But you come over here and you cut it off just like so. Alright, so now you have 4 legs and 2 pieces of belly fat. And that's all really good edible meat. Now once you come back in here, you're going to get your back straps. You get your knife, hold up here around the neck bone, and you follow along the side of the backbone. And you'll feel it, your knife will feel it. And if you put your finger in here, you can almost work it out with your hand. just like a deer back strap. You can work it out with your finger and no knife. And that way you'll get the maximum amount of meat without that little piece of silver skin there. And up here around the ribs, you'll probably have to cut a little bit. Now that would be that's equivalent, if not better, than a chicken finger. So you go here and you do the other side. And there's not much of him left, so he tries to move around a little bit. So I usually have to work a little harder for this side. Don't understand why, but I do. Yeah, Buttons is really wanting a piece of rabbit too. She doesn't get any right now. We'll get into the dog treats later. But right now, we're going to get this back strap off. There we go. Another chicken strip. And bump the oven button as you go. Alright, now we've got the inner tenderloins. They're not as big. So if I can get a good start on one here. They're not as big, but they are so delicious. It's almost as bad as trying to fillet a catfish. And I butchered this one up. Which happens. It's so close to the backbone. But, whoop, there's one. Butchered up. Let me see if I can do the next one better. Right along the backbone. These don't come out as easy as the back strap did. There we go. There we go. There. Nice little tasty bite. Now what you have left is ribs and a backbone. Now I know there's a lot of good edible meat on there, but we're going to save that for bone broth. And I'll show you how to make that in a later video. So just see you on the next video.